weeks long. Taysom Hill, not Jameis Winston. Taysom Hill will start in Sunday's divisional game against the Atlanta Falcons. It'll be the first career start for the fourth-year quarterback who was undrafted out of BYU. So a source told our Adam Schefter that Hill took all the starting quarterback reps this week. So those inside the Saints facility probably aren't surprised with this decision. Also, our Diana Racina reports Jameis will not be a part of any offensive packages in Sunday's game unless Taysom Hill gets hurt. Remember, the Saints made sure Hill remained in the black and gold, signing him to a lucrative 2-year deal last offseason. Back to this decision, listen to head coach Sean Payton.
I haven't announced that either one of those two are starting.
So that was just leaked by someone else, I guess, today?
I didn't see today or what you're talking about.
Oh, it was just a headline on ESPN that Taysom was going to start.
Yeah, I didn't see that. And again, you know, we've had a good week of preparation, and we're looking forward to the game.
So just to clarify, so no one has been named a starter.
Yeah, listen, someone has been named the starter, but we haven't announced it. Is that all right? Gotcha.
No, just clarify. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's always entertaining these days.
No
bagels today. Very boring. According to Elias, Hill will become just the 5th player since 1950 and the first since the merger in 1970 to make his first start at quarterback with multiple rushing and receiving touchdowns, but no passing touchdowns. How about that? Most of the time when Hill enters the game, it's not even at quarterback. The 4-year vet has played 180 snaps at tight end and another 222 snaps at wide receiver. He's taken just 142 of his 598 offensive snaps at quarterback. He'll also become the 3rd QB since 1990 to make his first NFL start at age 30 or older. He entered the league as a 27-year-old rookie out of BYU in 2017. The last 30-plus first-time starting quarterback was Brian St. Pierre for the Panthers way back in 2010. Speaking of BYU, Hill has not thrown a touchdown pass since his college days in Provo. Last one about 4 years ago. 4 years ago this week in a 28-10 win over Utah State. Let's say hello now to our NFL analyst, Ryan Clark. And Ryan, listen, Sean Payton being coy as usual, but pretty sure you're not going to give all the starting reps to Taysom Hill and then start Jameis Winston, right? I mean, what's your reaction to what we believe is going to happen on Sunday?
It was honestly a complete shock, Sage. Like, I honestly couldn't believe it. I thought that Sean Payton had been pulling our leg for the last 4 years, telling us that he thought Taysom Hill was Steve Young, but maybe he does. Maybe Taysom Hill has shown something at practice in the past game that says he warrants being the starting quarterback, but I just haven't seen it. But you give a guy a 2-year deal worth over $20 million, and the money says that he should be that dude. But you look at 6 games last year without Drew Brees, and Teddy Bridgewater was the starter. Obviously, Drew Brees goes out in the game last week, and Jameis Winston comes in, and now all of a sudden, Taysom Hill is your starting quarterback. So this is interesting, to say the least, and I'm actually excited and a little bit anxious to see how this goes this weekend against the Falcons.
You're right, though. When you pay a backup that kind of money, that says a lot about how you feel about him. On the other side, Jameis Winston has gone from the starting quarterback for those years in Tampa Bay to now a 3rd stringer. If you're Jameis, Ryan, what's going through your head today?
Listen, it has to be difficult. I mean, this was supposed to be Jameis Winston's opportunity, not only an opportunity to show the league that he could still play, but to kind of audition to be the New Orleans Saints quarterback of the future. And now all of that's just gone. And from the outside, it looks like Jameis Winston can't start over a guy who's 30 years old and has never thrown a regular season touchdown as a quarterback. And so to me, this is a bad deal for Jameis. This is probably the worst case scenario for a guy who went to New Orleans in order to resurrect his career. And now you become the 3rd quarterback on a team that really can make a run where you could have shown yourself very valuable.
Yeah, and once again, Jameis Winston going from what he's making $19 million less this year on a 1-year deal worth just $1 million. So we shall see how this plays out for him in the future. But obviously, the Saints seem to have made their decision quite clearly. Ryan Clark, thank you.
Still ahead here on SportsCenter, the Thursday Night Football Fallout featuring the quarterback learning curve.